What is up, everybody? It is I, your host, Captain Boring. This is your 10-minute sports report. I'm going to bookend the week. Got one to you on Monday. Week flew by. Mouth is hurting. Ulcers everywhere. Maybe in my esophagus. Who knows? Seeing the GI doctor. So I got you one on Friday. I'm all numbed up with some oral gel. And here I be. I am pushing through the pain. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for listening in. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Smash that like button. Share with your family and friends. Tell them to smash that subscribe button. Comment down below right now. If you could have any one Christmas dinner on Christmas, what would it be? Comment down below. It is Christmas SZN. No, you know what? Comment down below. Scratch that. Comment down below. SZN. Christmas SZN. Christmas SZN. And final offer. Comment down below. Christmas SZN. Yeah, we'll just get into it. All right. One of the highest top NFL draft prospects in quite some time, Marvin Harrison Jr., who is the son of the Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison, is debating whether or not to go pro. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the number 2 overall prospect on Mel Kiper's big board. A lot of people say that if the right team gets the number 1 overall pick, he could go number 1. He is that special. He is amazing. He says that he hasn't beaten the team up north. Say Michigan. You've lost to us 3 straight times. You have no credibility. You look petty. And you're not allowed to be petty unless if you're winning. Okay? That's how this works. So you have to say Michigan from here on out, Ohio State fans, because you suck. Okay? So he hasn't beaten the team up north. He hasn't won a Big Ten title. He is contemplating. Why is this a big deal? Why am I telling you this? Because myself and Not CFP insider Roberto have both found reports that Marvin Harrison is being offered NIL deals worth $20 to $30 million. He would basically, if he stayed in school, and these reports are true, would be offered basically what it would turn out to be is a 1-year $25 million deal to stay in school. NIL is changing the game. JJ McCarthy could probably make as much money, or at least make a decent amount of money, if he returned to Michigan. I don't know if he will or not. A quarterback in the portal, Matt Rule, head coach of Nebraska, said a good quarterback in the portal is worth $1 to $2 million. He is absolutely right. To get quarterbacks in the door, it is worth millions of dollars, 7 figures. That is crazy to me. Again, go check out an all brand new episode of Fourth One Podcast. It dropped last night. It is live. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Go check that out. Me and Roberto talk about this because education is going by the wayside. We talk about the NCAA's new proposal for a new subdivision that basically the richest, best college football teams would only be able to enter into, pay players. It would be self-governing. Colleges would then pay players directly through NIL. But education is becoming an afterthought. So go listen to that. I thought that I have great points. I host No Admiral, You Like That in there to mess things up. Thank you, everyone, for listening. So again, this is just something to keep an eye on in college football, is the fact that NIL, I mean, he would crush it. I mean, he would basically sign a $25 million deal in the NFL going number 2 overall, if not more. And now, I mean, he would probably get that guaranteed. And now he could return to college and get that guaranteed in 1 year. So again, if the reports are true, so it's going to be fascinating. We're going to have you covered forever and ever until I get bored and tired of doing this. I'll tell you something that I'm really bored and tired of covering. It's the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers, no matter what they do, just suck on offense, ladies and gentlemen. The Pittsburgh Steelers become the first team in NFL history to lose back-to-back games against teams that had 8 plus losses. They lost last week to the 2-8 Cardinals. They lost this week to the 2-10 New England Patriots. The Pittsburgh Steelers fired their offensive coordinator because they were not any good. Well, and then Pickett, their quarterback, got hurt. And so Mitchell Trubisky is starting. They only had last night 264 total yards. New England, who by no means is any better offensively, had 303. So it's embarrassing right now. Pittsburgh Steelers are now outside the playoffs looking in. Mike Tomlin is a great coach. He deserves better. Just made some big mistakes when picking offensive coordinators recently. But that is how Week 14 of the NFL season kicks off, is with a 21-18 New England Patriots over the Pittsburgh Steelers victory. All right, let's go ahead to the NBA and let's backtrack all the way to Monday the 4th, and we'll get you caught up here. So there were some on Monday and Tuesday. The NBA now has these in-season tournaments to mimic soccer to try to get their star players to play. So that happened Monday and Tuesday. None of the teams I am kind of covering at the early point in the season are playing. However, Indiana did beat Boston, and these count towards their overall record as well. And New Orleans beat Sacramento, and then Tuesday night, the Lakers beat Phoenix, and Milwaukee just drubbed New York 146-122. However, on Wednesday, the teams that every team gets to compete in like the knockout stage of the in-season tournament, and then you advance from there. And if you don't make it to like the semis and the quarters or whatever, you go back to your regular schedule. And they kind of figure out scheduling from there. So on Wednesday night, the Philadelphia 76ers went to the Washington Wizards and won 131-126. Joel Embiid is just continuing to be a monster. He had 50 points that night for the Philadelphia 76ers as they beat the Washington Wizards. In other news, the Denver Nuggets went to Los Angeles to play the Clippers and lost 111-102. Cleveland Cavaliers also that night hosted the Orlando Magic and won. Orlando Magic, remember, are the second seed in the Eastern Conference currently. They are the surprise team. Cleveland beat them 121-111. Donovan Mitchell had 35 points. On Thursday was more in-season tournament stuff. New Orleans beat LA beat New Orleans 133-129, and Indiana beat Milwaukee 128. So the final will be Indiana versus the Lakers. So very interesting there. Tonight, the Atlanta Hawks go to Philadelphia to take on the Sixers. The Cavaliers go to Miami to take on the Heat. And the Houston Rockets travel to Denver to take on the Nuggets. Let's catch you up on the standings, get some hockey, and then get you on out of here. So in the Eastern Conference standings, the Boston Celtics are still one game ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks for first place. Orlando Magic are a game and a half back. The Philadelphia 76ers are in fourth place, 2 games back, so still within striking distance. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been the 8th seed all season long, from like the jump, I believe. They are 12-9, 3.5 games back of first, so game and a half back of fourth place. Still very early on in the season. By the way, the Philadelphia 76ers are 5-5 in their last 10, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are 7-3 and are on a 2-game winning streak. Out west, the Denver Nuggets are now 3 games back of the Minnesota Timberwolves for first place. The Denver Nuggets are tied for second with the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets are 5-5 in their last 10 games, including losing each of their last 2. Meanwhile, the top seed Minnesota Timberwolves are 8-2 and are on a 5-game winning streak. I don't know why I struggle with the and are on part of these sentences. Let's look at some hockey just real fast, ladies and gentlemen. So on Monday night, the St. Louis Blues traveled to the Vegas Golden Knights and won in overtime, 2-1. The Kraken traveled to Montreal Canadiens and lost 4-2. On Tuesday night, the Anaheim Ducks went into Colorado and lost 3-2. Nathan MacKinnon was the top player. And that's it for Tuesday. On Wednesday night, Vegas went to St. Louis to take on the Blues and beat them 6-3 as well. And then last night, Thursday night, Winnipeg went to Colorado and beat the Avalanche 4-2. Colorado's kind of struggling. Anaheim went to Chicago and lost 1-0 in a close bout. And finally, the New Jersey Blue Devils went out west to take on the Kraken and beat them 2-1. So check in on the standings. We're going to have to follow some other teams because all the teams we're following, except for the Avalanche, are not doing very hot. Colorado Avalanche are 16-8-2. They have 34 points. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10. They sit 1 point ahead of the Dallas Stars and 2 points ahead of the Winnipeg Jets with 34. In the Pacific, the Vegas Golden Knights are 4-2-4 on a one-game winning streak in their last 10 games. They are 17-5-5. They have 39 overall points. They sit 4 points ahead of the Los Angeles Kings and the Vancouver Canucks, who each have 35. The Seattle Kraken are in 5th place at 8-13-6 with 22 points. They've lost 6 straight and are 3-5-2. The Anaheim Ducks are 10-16 with 20 points in 7th place in the Pacific. They are 1-9 in the last 10, including a current 2-game losing streak. Comment down below and let me know if you would rather have me follow another team, any other teams. I will continue to follow the Avalanche because they're at the top, and the Vegas Golden Knights. The Kraken, though, as well as the Ducks, just sucking a softball through a straw currently. And that'll do it for this rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Everyone, have a great weekend. Enjoy. I hope you feel refreshed. Remember, God loves you. I pray God blesses you. Wash those hands. Y'all are filthy. I am filthy. I need to go wash my hands. I need to go eat some dinner because I am hungry. Goodbye.